Welcome to this .NET MAUI Scheduler tutorial. In this video, I will show you how to group multiple resources in the Syncfusion .NET MAUI Scheduler. I will demonstrate how to create resources using Scheduler Resource, assign events to the resources, and customize the resource height. Additionally, I will show you how to assign a special region and customize the appearance of the resource view. I open an existing MAUI application. Here I have already configured the .NET MAUI Scheduler control and specified a source BAF for displaying the events. I have also specified the view to display all the days of the week and allowed view for quick navigation between the mentioned views. To learn how to add the .NET MAUI Scheduler control into your MAUI application, watch the video link to the YouTube card above or in the description below. Now I'll run the application. As you can see, the scheduler displays appointments in a single row within their respective time slots. The scheduler supports grouping appointments based on associated resources within the timeline day, week, workweek, and month. Now let's see how to create resources to the scheduler. You can create resource view by setting the name, ID, background, and foreground properties of the built-in scheduler resource class and assign its collection to the resources property of the scheduler resource view. To do this, I go to the main page CS file to generate multiple resources. First, define a new property called resource collection. Next, let me create a new method named generating resources, and then call it within the constructor. Inside this method, generate the resources using scheduler resource class and add it to the resource collection property. After that, go to the scheduler in the main page XAML. Here, define the resource view property with scheduler resource view instance, and then bind the resource collection property to the resources property. Notice here, the scheduler displays multiple resources in a row-wise manner in the timeline view. However, the existing events in the scheduler are not displayed. To display events in the resource view, you need to set the resource IDs in each appointment to group them. This will ensure that each event is displayed in the appropriate row under the corresponding resource in the scheduler. To do this, go to the Generating Appointments method in the ViewModel class. I define the resource IDs property in the first event and assign the collection of resource IDs. These IDs are unique identifiers assigned in each resources to identify them among the other resource collection. Similarly, set it for the other events based on your requirements. You can see the appointments are grouped on their respective resources in the scheduler. Next, let me show you how to add a custom field to the scheduler resources. To begin, create a new public class called Employee and define custom properties such as name, ID, background color, and foreground color according to your requirements. After that, navigate to the scheduler in the main page XAML file. Here, I define the mapping property in the scheduler resource view. Then, map the properties of the employee class to the corresponding properties in the scheduler resource mapping class. To generate custom resources, go to the ViewModel class. Let me define a new property called Custom Resources, which holds the collection of employee class. Then, remove the existing code snippets in the Generating Resources method and generate custom resources using the employee class. Add the generated resources to the Custom Resources property. Ensure that the resource IDs in the events are equal to the custom resource IDs. After that, navigate to the scheduler. Then, bind it to the resources property of the scheduler resource view class. Observe the result. The events will be grouped properly in the scheduler based on the custom resources. Now let's see how to assign the resource object to the appointment business object. First, I navigate to the main page CS. Next, create a new public class called model and define custom properties such as event name, from, to, and background based on your requirements. Once this is done, navigate to the scheduler in the main page XAML file. Then, define the appointment mapping property and map the properties of the model class to the corresponding properties in the scheduler appointment mapping class. To generate custom appointments, go to the View Model class. Let me define a new property called Custom Events, which holds the collection of model class. Then I remove the existing code changes in the Generating Appointments method and generate events with custom fields and resources. After that, go to the scheduler and bind the custom events to the appointment source property. Notice that the events are displayed with custom fields and resources. If you want to customize the minimum row height of the visible resources in timeline views, define a value to the minimum row height property in the scheduler resource view. You can see that the row height is customized. Next, let's see how to assign special time regions to scheduler resources. You can highlight specific regions by creating special time regions in the timeline day, week, and workweek views. To create special regions, I navigate to the main page XAML constructor. Here, I create a new variable called Special Time Regions, which holds a collection of the scheduler time region class. Then, let me create a new variable for the scheduler time region to highlight a specific part by setting the start time and end time properties. To display text in the special region, define the text property and disable pointer interaction by setting Enable Pointer Interaction to false. Finally, set the resource IDs. Once this is done, add the scheduler time region to the Special Time Regions collection. Then, let me assign this collection to the Time Regions property of the timeline view. Once the application loaded, you will notice that the scheduler highlights the special regions. To customize the appearance of the resources, you can use the text style and header template properties of the scheduler resource view class. First, I navigate to the main page XAML. Then, let me define the text style property to customize the resource text by setting the font size and font attribute properties. You can observe that the resource text in the scheduler is customized. Next, you can customize the appearance of the resource header by defining the header template property with a data template in the scheduler resource view class. Inside this template, add a border control and set its background property by binding it to the resource background property. Further, you can define the stroke and stroke thickness properties for the border. Then, let me add a label inside this border and set its text property by binding it to the resource name property. In addition to this, I define values for the vertical options and horizontal text alignment properties. Before running the application, ensure to remove the text style property. Notice that the scheduler resource header is customized. Let's wrap up this video. You learned how to group multiple resources in Syncfusion .NET MAUI Scheduler. You also saw how to assign events to the resources, customize resource height, add special time region, and customize the appearance of the resource view. If you want to see this example's working code, download it from the GitHub link in the description below. I have also included a link to check if you qualify for our community license, which gives you a free license key for our entire .NET MAUI controls. If you found this video useful, click the like button and subscribe to our channel to watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.